All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Salatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Welcome everybody to this live event on Instagram, on YouTube, Facebook, and we are live. We don't go live all the time, but we're live on TikTok as well. So, not TikTok. Okay, we're not live on TikTok, but that's fine. I can hear a little echo. Is that normal? It's okay. It's okay. All right. Hey guys, everybody who's here joined me, welcome. And if you guys got questions on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, sorry, on YouTube, please, you're welcome to ask me through. I'm going to welcome everybody who's here on Instagram watching this. Naseem, Jason, Hruf. I like people that always have like these interesting names. Anna, Bassam, Sebastian, 5-star crown channel. Hey, hi, how are you? Thanks for that lit stuff. Everybody who's on YouTube, welcome. Everybody who's on Facebook, welcome. Guys, if you guys have questions, live questions, specifically with regards to real estate in Dubai, please shoot them across. I'll be more than happy to answer. If you've not heard about this, then Bassam, hello, hi, how are you? And also, obviously, you're good, thanks. Okay, 5-star. Hey, everybody coming into YouTube, welcome. Everybody who's joining in. El Sawi, Mohammed Sob, welcome on Instagram. Guys, you got questions on real estate or Dubai in general, I'm happy to answer. Assalamu alaikum, Asimuddin. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Guys, listen, the format of this live event that happens every Saturday, today we're a little bit later because of some other prior commitments I had. Ruchi Forever, hi. Is we're going to answer all the questions that you've sent out during the week on Instagram, YouTube. And some of these questions are good questions, by the way. Like, they deserve time. And if you're here and you've already asked a question, you can ping me and say, hey, I've asked this question. Can you please answer? If you're in a hurry. And we've got a WhatsApp hotline as well. You can send in questions there as well. Like, if you don't want everybody else to see your question and you're like, no, I just want to be very private and I want a question I don't want everybody to know that I've got $1 billion that I'm investing in Dubai, and we won't take your name. You can send it on WhatsApp. It's not very anonymous, but you can send it on WhatsApp, okay? So can I quickly just address the new visa situation that's happening? Okay, maybe we take some questions here first. Views. Okay, Bassam Latif asks, views on investing in ready to rent versus under construction. Okay, both are good. So Bassam, I always okay, check this out, okay? I always tell people this. Views on investing in ready property compared to under construction. Here's the thing. It always depends on your personal situation, and then it changes based on that. And I'll give you a very easy example to understand. I'm just going to say, let's say you've got about $500,000 dirhams to start investing today, but that's all you have. You've got no more money coming in. Now you've got a choice. You can go to one of these residential communities and choose a studio within $500,000, which is ready, and you're going to be paying 7% cost. So if you don't have extra capital, then it has to be within the $500,000 dirhams, right? Right now, with the way the prices are, you're going to get this studio in tier 3, tier 3.5 buildings. Now, if you don't like that, you might say, I don't like this. These buildings are 6 years old, 7 years old, 4 years old. I don't like the way the place is getting maintained. I don't like the smell of the building. I don't like the maintenance, so on and so forth. You might say, okay, I want to buy from a developer that's going to provide me a good studio. It's going to get delivered in 2 years, but they're going to charge me 600,000, let's say, for example, or 700,000. But I know that I've got the $500,000 today, and I've got another 200,000 coming in over the next 2 years. This is to say you don't like what's available at $500,000, but this is to say if you have extra money, then you might say, okay, I'm willing to stick to the residential communities, but I want a better quality build. I want my building, when it's handed over, to have 10 years of warranty. I want to take advantage of the defects liability period, which is the 1 year, and I want a brand spanking new building. And of course, there might be some capital appreciation that comes in if you invest in the right property. Did you see the difference? Did you see how things change based on your requirements, your strategy, and then how that gets deployed? But you could be one of those guys who subscribes to that mantra. Look, I want ready and I want income today. I don't care. I'm not going to live in that investment property. A tenant who's suitable enough and is willing to pay market rent for that level of property is going to live there. I'm happy to collect less rent, fair rent, and that's it, right? Do you understand? Things change according to how you're going, okay? You've got one other question, Business Bay versus JVC. No comparison. This is not an apple-to-apple comparison. Business Bay straddles downtown. If you don't think Business Bay is a prime area, downtown is a prime area. And in Dubai, I generally tend to say prime areas are areas which have everything kind of like built in, okay? Now, Business Bay doesn't have schools, okay? It doesn't have hospitals, okay? But it's still quite prime because it's got a lot of commercial, it's got a lot of shopping. You can just step over to Dubai Mall and so on and so forth. And almost all of it's built up. Like there's not a lot more infrastructure to come over here in Business Bay. The roads are done. Maybe there's a little bit tweak here and there. JVC, I would consider a residential area, and it's a little bit outer from the main current airport. And JVC as a master plan development is completely different, right? It's Jumeirah Village Circle. Like even the name has village in it. Whereas Business Bay, when it was launched, was supposed to be the Manhattan of the Middle East. And I think it's doing pretty well now, okay? So no comparison. There's differences, and there's a lot of differences, okay? And again, if you're asking me, hey, where should I invest? Hey, it depends on your budget, your requirements, your dreams, your vision. And if you really want to get in touch with us. We've got a program that takes people every step of the way and helps them invest in the right kind of investment, okay? It is a paid program, but there is a WhatsApp number. You can WhatsApp us and get in touch, all right? There's a few other questions on Instagram, but let me also not ignore our friends on YouTube. Faizan asks me, how do you see the Dubai real estate market going forward, especially now that many projects have launched in 2024? What is the right time to invest for someone who is buying for self-use? Okay, Faizan, assalamu alaikum. Good question. The question is, what is the right time? If you're buying self-use, it's a home. It's a home, right? So the question is not about what is the right time to invest in the property. The question is, what is the right time that you and your family, or yourself if you're single, if you've got a family and kids, or mother and parents and relatives living with you, what is the right time that you need a house that you can call home, your own property, and you will not be bothered by landlords who are wishing to increase rent and, so on and so forth. So buying a home is an emotional decision. And what is that right time when you've got enough money for yourself to be able to buy the home that caters to your needs? Like, for instance, if you've got enough in rent, but you've not got, let's say your requirements a 5-bedroom villa, but you don't have enough right now to buy a 5-bedroom villa, then renting is an obvious need. But now if you have the money and the time has come that you feel that you're ready for a house, you go to buy a house. And regardless of how many projects have been launched in the market, you're looking to buy value and protecting yourself to not overpaying for an asset, okay? Now, you might say, what is the right time? And as my friend, VIP client says, James says, it's time in the market rather than timing the market. Like, it's a very interesting part. I'm going to say this to you, okay? 2013 or 14 or 15 or 16, I met somebody who runs a big company here, decent company. And he said, he had a property in Arabian Ranches. And he said, oh my God, this property in Arabian Ranches, I'm not making a lot of money on it. And he bought it like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And I turned to him and I said, what do you do with that property? He's like, I live in it. I'm like, do you realize how amazing it might be, or it is, for you to live in your own property. Allah has given you this space for shelter, and that nobody can tell you what to do, what wall to break, what wall to drill, what nails to make, and you don't have to deal with landlords. He's like, yeah, okay, but I didn't make a lot of money on it. And today in 2024, Arabian Ranches is like, oof, it's a prime villa and townhouse community. You got to remember, back in 2004, 5, 6, people didn't want to go to Arabian Ranches. They felt like, oh, it's too far. Who's going to go there? Who's going to live there? Today, 2024, it's prime. What does this mean? Time in the market will beat timing the market. Like, if you're coming into the market first time over, sign up to our program. It's a paid program, but we'll help you try to identify the best asset and then buy the best asset potential according to your budget, okay? But we don't know the future. We don't know how timing works, okay? We'll do our best to get you the best. Timing the market, the guys who are running billion-dollar hedge funds, they talk about not being able to time the market. They've got computers that they've paid millions and millions and millions of dollars, developed by millions and millions and millions of technicians and algorithms and quants and all, who are there to predict and analysis and this and that. And they're like, you know what, timing the market doesn't work. Ray Dalio talks about this. He's not able to time the market, okay? So timing the market, try to ignore it. I know it can't be ignored. Then try to work with people who are experts who can help you try to get the best asset, okay? And then time in the market will help you, okay? There's a WhatsApp hotline you guys can reach out. We run a paid service. You can actually get our help to buy the best property possible. Bismillah. Faizan, your second question. Better to go for townhouse or apartment, considering the property depreciation and high service cost apartment? See, again, it depends. Like, again, I'll tell you something. Let's say you've got... you love the downtown vibe, okay? Let's say you love the marina vibe. Let's say your family's small. Maybe you're single. I don't know, right? All of this, it depends. It depends. And then also, some people love to go to Palm Jumeirah, right? And they can't afford, let's say, a villa that's 15 million. They want an apartment that's close to the beach. It depends, number one. Number two, yes, townhouse sort of kind of wins out at the moment, but it's not always the case. You've got to do the best for yourself. If you can afford a townhouse, go for a townhouse. If you can't, then get an apartment. And then upgrade to a townhouse when you can. Apartment prices will also go up, just like townhouse prices will go up when the market's going up. When the market's not going up, it won't go up, right? When the market's going up, everybody's going up. Buy the best townhouse, buy the best apartment, prices will go up, and so on and so forth. Also, if you consider that the service charges of apartments are lower, please consider that in townhouses you pay more for electricity, you pay more for gardening, you pay more for X number of things that you got to be maintaining, okay? So Faizan on YouTube, I hope I've answered your question, okay? Asim asks a question. Hey, everybody who's here, welcome. Maniz, Muhammad, hey, it's Gas, Tamanna Siddiq, Ashish Chanana, Blessed Matthews, Hussein Hoosh, Sebastian. I'm going to come over to your question just in a bit. Bassam. Yeah, you're welcome, Bassam. I'm going to come to your questions. Abi, Sri, hope you're having a great time. Ziyu, Vuddin, Tahseen, Mohammed Khan, Mariam, Explore Soul, Powerful Women. Bless you. Welcome. Amro Kamil, Tabish, Realtor, Dr. Babar Zaman, mashallah. Imsdemics, IMS Medics, bless you. Nico, Nathan, Ibrahim, Bassam, Asimuddin. Hey, let's take up some questions. Faizan, if you got more questions on YouTube, guys, everybody watching on YouTube, you're welcome to ask. And I'll answer your questions live right now, okay? Asim asks, new Emaar projects versus new Damac projects. Is the Emaar price difference compared to Damac really worth it? Good question. Both have their pros and they both have their advantages. If you look at Emaar is the largest government developer. It's kind of like still a government developer. It's quasi-government. Emaar pushes through on the vision of the government. They're very aligned. When a new area is getting developed, Emaar is sometimes going first, or they're very in sync with where the vision is. And you can almost say, while Emaar exists to make a profit because it's on Dubai financial markets, I've always held the opinion that Emaar primarily exists to to fulfill the vision of Dubai as a city that's globally recognized, right? Burj Khalifa, if you really think about it, you could be a very ambitious developer and try to think about building the world's tallest building, but if you do the math, the world's tallest building on its own doesn't make you money. It's what you sell around it that makes money, and the views and so on and so forth. So Emaar is linked with Dubai's vision. DMAC also is linked to Dubai's vision because obviously by virtue of them operating in Dubai, you can't separate yourself from the vision. If this flight of Emirates is going to to New York and everybody's on that flight, everybody's going there. So because DMAC operates in Dubai, of course they're also linked with Dubai's vision, but it's not just Dubai's vision, right? They've got their own private profit motive as well, which Emaar does, but DMAC's going to operate like that. When it comes to delivering communities, when you talk about master plan communities, look, DMAC has tons of development that they've done, tons of stuff that they delivered, and they're good. But you just need to go to one of their communities. So just go to Dubai Hills, for example, go to the mall, go to the golf club, go to the park, and then go to DMAC Hills, right? So make your own decision, right? Go to DMAC Hills, go to the park, it's very good parks, go to the shopping center, the mall, the golf club there, and then experience it. Now, what might end up happening is you might think about the DMAC sizes that you're getting are better than Emaar sizes, right? You might think about it like that. You might think a little bit differently. You might think, no, the community in Emaar is better. And you might say, no, I want to be like in an Emaar community and so on and so forth. So when you're saying, is the difference compared to DMAC worth it? Yes, it's kind of worth it because Emaar has a strong brand. They deliver, and they've delivered a lot on properties. And this doesn't mean that DMAC has not. DMAC has also, but Emaar is a few rungs higher than DMAC for XYZ reasons. And you can actually discover this yourself by going there, okay? Asimuddin. Short-term rentals in Dubai are long-term for investment. Long-term at the moment. Short-term only if you've got very, 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 very good apartment or a very good property. That's very different. Okay, very different. Somebody else asks a question. Was there? Okay, Bassam Latif asks a question. What is short-term rentals netting after all expenses paid? Any study on this? Short-term rentals anywhere between 8 to 12%, 7 to 12%. Now, it depends on what your buying price is, who's running the property. If you're running the property and you're not paying yourself and another company is doing it and they're charging you 17% or 20%, all of this gets factored in. What you've got to understand is from a short-term rental perspective, we had about 2,000 apartments at a certain time, I think by 2020, before 2020. In 2021, we had about 6,000 apartments that were being done short-term management in Dubai. We're at 28,000 plus apartments at the moment. What does this mean? This means there is a little bit of oversupply in the short-term area. Okay, so this is for you, for information for you. Okay, guys? Which means you're competing with a lot of other apartments. So you better have a strategy on why your apartment's better than the other guys. Sebastian James asks, your opinion on projects with post-handover payment plans. What is behind developer strategy? Look, here's one part. The stronger the developer, the stronger the track record, the bigger the brand, the more well-known the brand, the stronger their sales, the less likely they're going to do at the moment post-handover payment plans. And of course, it also still depends on the market. Like, I'm not saying they're not going to do it. Like, Emaar could do it. Emaar's done it before. From what I heard, when I was in a meeting where Emaar said, look, we won't do this again, where they gave 5 years post-handover payment plans, 3 years post-handover. But it depends on the market, right? It's kind of like never say never. Like, it's kind of like, let's say if Emirates says today, we'll make sure that no sector, no matter where we're flying, business class is never priced lower than $2,000. They could say this. And it could be like during the pandemic when people are not flying, maybe they even encourage old clients to come and fly business at $1,000. I don't know. Things could happen. Market can change. Okay. So stronger the brand, stronger the credibility, stronger the quality, better the sales, more the sales, no post-handover payment plans. Even the payment plan linked to construction is almost an 80 during construction, 20 on handover, or 90 during construction, 10 on handover, or 70 during construction, 30 during on handover. Okay. The less known the developer, the less known the location, the less known the quality, the less known the credibility today, they do post handover payment plans. And the main idea is to get the sales happening. Okay. That is the reason. It's to get the sales going. Does not mean that they are bad. Okay. Just, you've got to understand. Okay. When they're making it so easy for you to buy, why are they doing that? Okay. Hey guys, everybody who's here, Shireen, Mustaqam, Explore, Powerful, Explore Soul, Powerful Women, Realtor Ashit. Thank you, sir, for giving a lot of knowledge for freshers like me. Bless you. Hope you do well. Bless you. If you got questions, you're welcome to ask. Asimuddin, thanks for your recommendation. Jazakallah khair. You're welcome. If you need somebody to actually help you, then please let us know. Amin, welcome. Rashid, Imran Saeed 16. Salam Fahd, best place to buy one bed apartment for short-term rental. I think best place to buy a one bed apartment would be a great location in one of the prime communities. Okay. What do I mean by prime communities? So you could choose downtown. You could choose downtown, Business Bay, maybe DIFC, Dubai Marina, Palm Jumeirah. And then what will end up happening is, but again, it goes like where, what money do you have in your pocket, right? So what ends up happening is part of what money do you have, and then part of how much you're willing to deploy. Because I'm going to make this again clear. If you're going to, let's say, downtown and you're buying a one bedroom, guess what? One bedrooms in downtown with the regular developers, the premium developers, they don't have good views. Generally speaking, they don't have good views. You could go into one of the older apartments where they used to build development and they used to give good views to the one bedroom apartments. In those apartments, you've got to really, really then choose the best property to have good views, good location, good building, shouldn't smell, and then you would do well for short-term rental, okay? The other thing you could take is, now, when you say like best to buy, right? You could even go to one of the outer residential communities, have a plan in place. Don't overpay for the apartment, and then you could charge less, make it more affordable, right? So you paid less for the apartment and you're making still good return. Okay. Everybody who's here, Shenaz, Akil, Zoya, her name is Gab, Naji Hassan, Hana, Zira, Ahmed, Abu Bakr, welcome. Kajal, Kaj, Sharif, Digital, Sarah, Ali Khan, welcome. Zakir, Explore, Soul, Powerful Women. Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for that. Thakurom. Okay. How about JLT? Okay, yeah, that's a very valid question. Check this out, right? JLT's prime as well. JLT, Jumeirah Lake Towers, has, I think, 2 or 3 metro stations. The idea was amazing. It's 26 clusters, A, B, C, D, E, F. And each cluster has 3 towers. One's a commercial tower and the other 2 are residential towers. Amazing, right? So the idea was anybody living in the residential tower could work in the commercial tower. It's not really panned out like that, but that's okay. No worries, okay? But those clusters are all full built. People are living there. It's got a metro station. It's right across from Dubai Marina. It's on Sheikh Zayed Road. Amazing location. Right behind it is Jumeirah Islands and Jumeirah and Emirates Living. So great views all around. If you're in one of the towers and you oversee Dubai Marina, the sea, and Sheikh Zayed Road, beautiful views at night, very lit up. So it's beautiful. It's nice looking, okay? If you are on the other side, you might have the lake and so on and so forth. One thing is that Jumeirah Lake Towers used to, well, lakes is in there, but I think they figured out that the lakes were not adding too much value. They were trying to make them into gardens, and they've reduced the lake sizes from what I remember. But it's a developed place. It's amazing. You could actually go in there to do short-term rental as well. Thank you, Explore Soul, Powerful Women, for that question, because it actually answers Imran Zaid's question. All right, I've got a question of Faizan. Which are the upcoming areas for medium term? Durham. Where is Durham? Durham sounds like a place in England. Arjan Town Square for a budget of around 1.1. Okay, for a budget of 1.1 million for 2 bed. Okay, so you could go to Town Square. That's a very good place for you. Why? Because it's a community, okay? But Arjan is closer to Sheikh Zayed Road. So if you like Arjan, then you can choose Arjan as well, okay? All right, Fazan. Your thoughts on subleasing for Airbnb? A lot of people doing it. So as I said, there's 28,000 apartments right now. If you're doing subleasing, you better know what you're doing. Because if you're taking on, let's say if you got $1 million dirhams and you're taking on 10 apartments and you're committed to paying those people that amount of money, that whatever rent, you guys have to understand subleasing happens by you going in, talking to a person. The landlord, like, think about it. Right now, the market is, let's say for an apartment is 100,000 dirhams. I'm just keeping it simple. Let's say it's 100,000 dirhams. How do you convince the landlord to give it to you and you're going to sublease it and there's going to be people coming in and going from his apartment all the time, and you're new to town or whatever the case is, and he's not sure if you're going to be able to pay him all that money? You've got to offer him a little bit more for the risk he's taking with you. So now you got to offer him 120 or 110. Or if the landlord's not really smart, maybe 90. Now you've got to go to the market and you've got to give him 120. You got to put furniture into the apartment. Should be a standard good furniture, like, for a 1 bedroom factor in like 40,000 dirhams. And now you've got to make money. So you've paid 120 plus 40, okay? You're already at 120 plus 40 because there's other costs. Like, you'll be pushed up to 120 for a 100,000 apartment. Deposits, commissions, all of that, blah, blah. From 120, you put in furniture for 40,000. You're at 160. Now you've got to make 200,000 on the first year just to make 40,000 dirhams back, perhaps. Yeah. This is not counting the cost of cleaners, so on and so forth. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to put in the person. You're going to try to sign up a 3-year lease, but I don't know how you're going to make sure that he doesn't break it, and you don't know where the market's going to be in 3 years, right? So yes, you can do it. Just know what you're doing, right? And it's a business like everything else. Do your homework, and then you can get in, okay? I'm not going to say it's bad. I'm not going to say it's good. Understand the risks. Understand the top side. Understand the downside, right? Okay, so both can be done. Okay, welcome. Rashid1988 asks a question. Everybody who's here, welcome. Cam, KDK9, the buy property, the buy. App server, Sayyid Safir. I'm going to answer your question in just a moment. Saadullah Khan, Noman, Abdul Razik, Duale Atien, Sayyid Safir, Aizaz, Explore Soul Powerful Women, Rabia Sheikh, Hassan, Amir Estates, Road to Property, Assalamu alaikum. Okay, Sadaf. Okay, good. Thank you for your advice. Faizan Furjan's also good. You've got to know Town Square is very different. It's a full community. This is Faizan on YouTube. Town Square is a full community. What ends up happening is you're getting a community living experience where everything is master planned and master managed. Whereas for John is, while it's Nikhil as a master developer, it's very different because you're in a tower, in a building, and things are not master planned. Yeah. Okay. So I saw a question over here, Rashid. Your thoughts on subleasing? Okay, I've answered that. Sayyid Safir Ahmed. All right, guys, we're going to be ending this live pretty much soon, like in the next couple of minutes. So if you guys got questions, genuine questions, just shoot them across. Let's get them in. Your thoughts on communities around new airport. Is it good for residential purpose because one will be living near such a big airport, all the flight paths, maybe traffic? Dubai, I've never seen, I don't know. I grew up next to an airport in Dubai. We used to, as children, love it. Like, we used to see airplanes landing and taking off. But I don't know if I don't know, maybe I think I was not that close by. But the place I used to live, like every time Dubai, our flights used to come back in, I could see my building. Like right before we land, coming in, or when we take off, I could see, depending on what runway the airline was using. Because there's many runways inside the airport, right? The way the city gets planned, you don't have air. You're not in the flight path. Plus, you've got like technology and development. Like there's so much development in the manufacturing area and the construction and contracting area as well. The double glazed windows and stuff like that don't allow anything, a lot of noise to come in. So it's both sides, yeah. And airports are generally good. Faizan asks, one last question. Dubai is a relatively new city. What is the life of buildings here? Those who invested in mid 2000, don't they lose value as new buildings start to develop over time? Both happens. You got to understand, like if, let's take an example. Greens as a community by Imar on Sheikh Zayed Road. What was there at that time? Nothing, right? It was built across from Dubai Internet City, Knowledge Village and Media City. But that land was empty, vacant. At that time, it wasn't considered prime location, but now today it's absolutely prime. It's on the main artery of Dubai. It's on Sheikh Zayed Road. Ooh. So even though those buildings are old, which I agree they're old, the location so prime, so close to the metro that the value's generally gone up. And then of course, buildings like cars have to be taken care of. You know, they depreciate. There's wear and tear. There's water, rain, wind, heat, and they just get taken care of. Like, and if you ask me, like, what's the what is the life of a building? I will tell you. The building where I was born and raised back in the 80s was just recently fully refurbished. So let's say about 2015, it was fully refurbished. So, and this was built by the government, Dubai Municipality, because my father used to work for Dubai Municipality as an architect engineer. So this was given to professionals by the government to live there, who work there. And these are a really good building for his time. Very beautiful, very nice. So 80s, 90s, 2000. So about 35 years later, and it was built to very high quality. Like the corridors, the doors were heavy. They were fireproof, and the internals and externals, everything was very, very high quality. About 35 years later, it was completely refurbished. And you've got to understand, why wouldn't it be refurbished? Because there's new technology now. There's water saving stuff, electricity saving stuff. So I think about 30, 35 years, you're looking at offices, buildings that get refurbished, right? Fixed mortgage rates. I have no clue. Sorry, Bassam. I don't know about the current mortgage rates, but we work with mortgage consultants for our clients who then help them. All right, guys, I don't see any questions coming through, but I still want to answer the questions that I've had live over here. The questions that I've had over here. Should we do these now, or should we make a video out of these? Video. Okay. The team says goodbye to everybody. There's one question somebody asked. I'll answer you. Which project in Dubai South do you suggest for good capital appreciation? Look, Dubai South's pretty big. There's Imar. You can go with Imar, but then if you're thinking about Dubai South capital appreciation, look for properties which are underpriced at the moment, right? Somebody asks, buy the best value, Amin, Jurej. And that could be in the Dubai South project. It could be an independent developer. It depends on what you're buying, how you're buying, who you're buying for, what's the per square foot price you're paying. And then you get the capital appreciation. And all of this linked it to you, how much money you have. Sharik asks, Salam Fahd, walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Please answer me before you end the live session. Let's suppose we book an Imar property worth 2 million on a payment line. What generally happens if we are unable to pay after paying 30%, 40%? Generally, what would happen is Imar would send you reminders to pay, okay? Maybe reminder 1, reminder 2. And then if you're not paying, because at the 30, 40%, what Imar has already done is they've got the agreements in place, they've got your they've got your registration of the contract in place with the Dubai Land Department. At this stage, if you've not paid the rest of the money, Imar has the rights to go and cancel your property. You do lose all your money almost. You won't get any money back. So if anybody is in this situation, what you do is you should try to sell the property, right? So even if you have to sell it at let's call it at a lower rate than what the current market price is, or maybe there's no market, but you have to do it, then try to sell the property. If you can make some payments, please make the payments. and you've got to understand, like, Imar is building, so they do deserve to get the payments from you guys, and you guys gone into a contract, and life changes. I know situations change for people, so I don't think if anybody doesn't pay it's bad, but if you don't pay, then find a solution ASAP. Okay, bless you, Sharik. I hope, Sharik, I was able to answer your question. Okay, sounds like a little bit of a situation. May Allah make things easy for you. Okay, guys, I don't see any more questions over here. Okay, Zaner asks, is there any education requirements to become an agent? Yeah, I think there's some basic qualifications of you should have done up to 10th standard, I think. I don't remember now. Any project you suggest in Jumeirah Village Gardens? Each project on its own merit. I don't know any specific project over there that's really coming up at the moment. Sorry. What percent of payment does normally developers allow you to exit? Everybody's different. I think Imar is at 50%. Some of the other developers at 40%. Some of the other... I'm answering Amin, okay? Some of the other developers ask you for 30% minimum. But that's okay because you can always get the new buyer to pay up so that you can then exit from the property. All right, guys. I hope I've answered everybody's question. If you guys would kindly leave comments on how the live is, because it gives me feedback on making it better. Okay, I would really, really appreciate it. And obviously, then it spreads the word out, and both Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. If you've not done that, please go to Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. Leave some comments, and I'd be happy to host more lives. Okay, Sharik, you're not in the middle of the situation. Alhamdulillah, it was good. It was just for knowledge. Alhamdulillah, as I heard, the one cannot sell unless we have cleared 50%. No, you can sell because somebody else will pay your balance if it's a good deal. All right, guys. This was for Sharik. Lucky to be. It's perfect, brother. Thank you very much and appreciate. Jazakallah khair. May Allah make things easy for everybody who's working in real estate, selling real estate, and doing the things that they need to do. All right, guys. Ciao for now. Until next time. If you got comments, questions, just put them in the comment section. Bye for now.